Welcome back, everybody. I want to introduce you to the Anker SOLIX F3800. This is the big battery I was talking about a few weeks ago. I made a video a couple weeks ago about this battery. I now have a prototype in my possession to do some tests on. It kind of turned into somewhat of a torture test for this unit. You're going to have to stay tuned to see how it fared on my tests. So there's a lot of different arrangements that you can use this in. You can use it as a standalone unit like I have right here. You can connect extra batteries to it to increase the battery capacity. You can connect 2 units with their extra batteries to have a whopping massive 53.8 kilowatts of stored electricity. So this has a 6,000 watt output capacity. You've got 240 volts and you have 25 amps. So that's 6,000 watts of output. Now, I've dug around in my collection of solar wires and I found an XT60 to MC4 connectors, and I have this wire connected to a 400 watt solar panel just outside the workshop. That solar panel is 41 volts, 9.8 amps. Now, because it's 41 volts, it will fall into the 32 volt to 60 volt plug. They have another plug that is for your 11 volt to 32 volt solar array. I'm going to plug this into the panel that's outside and see if we get any input. It's recognizing an input, and let's see. I think I'm only getting 120 watts. Getting 103 watts in. I am a little bit in the shade. I'm going to adjust it and see if we can get that up a little bit higher. That helped a little bit. We're getting 143 watts in. It is a little cloudy outside, and keep in mind this is off of just a 400 watt solar panel. If you had 1,000 watts, you could easily be putting 300 watts in, and your recharge time would only be about 6 hours. And that's just with 1 kilowatt later in the afternoon with a little bit of clouds. A good use case for this unit as a standalone unit is you can charge from the sun during the day. Once the battery's topped off, you can take that solar energy, pass it through to power your 120 volt appliances. At nighttime, obviously you don't have solar anymore, and you can continue to use your stored energy that you gather through the sun during the day. In my area, in nighttime and on weekends, 1 kilowatt costs 6 cents. Not too bad. During the daytime in peak hours, it's up to 25 cents a kilowatt. So you could charge at nighttime and discharge during the day. I need to see if this will power my RV. I'm going to wheel the Anker SOLIX F3800 out to the camper. We're going to plug it in and we're going to flip that air conditioner on and see if it works. So we're right outside my camper, and as you can see, you would need a conversion plug to plug your camper in. It says EV port 120 volt / 240 volt 25 amp max. I believe this is also 240, where you would have 2 hots and neutral in the ground. So we're going to use this conversion to plug it in to the 20 amp 120 volt output. Okay, just turn the air conditioner on. Just the fan is on now, and the condenser just kicked on, and we're drawing, surged at 1,300 watts and now settling in at 1,000 watts. So a full charge will run the air conditioner for about 3 hours. Wait! As I stated earlier, you can wire this into your house, but it can also be wired into an inlet box and a transfer switch. If the power to go out, you just flip this thing on and your house has electricity. So what I have here are some tools that have electric motors with a high surge. We've got job site table saw and the corded circular saw. So I'm going to start out with the corded circular saw first and see if it'll run. Place your bets. Is it going to trip it? It shouldn't. So right here we have 120 volts, 20 amp max. Is that a 20 amp surge? Or is that 20 amp continuous? Okay, no problems there. If we had the right plugs, we could run this 220 3 horsepower table saw. I don't have the plugs or the conversion plugs to plug into this. So we're just going to try the job site table saw. Here we go. Piece of cake. You're probably wondering, okay, it can turn the motor on. Well, what about a sustained load? Can you rip a 2x4 with it? So I've got the Anker SOLIX F3800 spun around, still plugged in over here. Maybe we'll be able to zoom in on that. Set the table saw up to rip this 2x4 down. I'm not going to waste a full one, so you'll just have to deal with this. I'm going to push hard. Ready? Woo! It's a little dusty in here, but I have to say I'm impressed. I shoved this through as hard as I could, trying to put as much of a load on the motor, and it didn't even slow down at all. Just chugged right through this. This is not a ripping blade. It's a high tooth count blade for a finer edge, but still went right straight through. I'm trying to push this thing as hard as I can, just to give you an idea of how much electricity this can put out. Let's try the table saw and the circular saw at the same time. Turn the table saw on first. You can join the Anker SOLIX F3800 Kickstarter campaign. Right now they're offering up to a 35% discount. I will put that link in the description box and the first pinned comment. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.